here, UFC veteran, Josh Taz Ferguson. So for the few people that may be watching this that don't know Taz, how did you get involved in MMA?
I've been doing it my whole life. Started, me and my big brother, I got a big brother named BJ, and he's like 7 years older than me. So, it was always a big age group, but it was an age gap, but it was good enough to where he'd kick the shit out of me. I was so small that he could kick the shit out of me really easily, being like, he'd be 14, I'd be 7, or, all the way down. I can remember from the time I was 5 years old, him kicking the shit out of me. So making me box him and all that stuff. So I always just was into fighting, and we would always go, and we were always into action movies, silly stuff. Bloodsport was real big. We watched it probably 500 times when we were a kid, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, shit like that. So we started off wanting to do karate and stuff, and we'd go to these different gyms and do karate, and then that kind of transformed into where BJ, when I think he was 17 or 18, he started going to a BJJ gym out in Mount Washington. The dude was there was an instructor. It was a little garage gym. The dude was a blue belt. There was an instructor. So he would come home and he would teach me jiu-jitsu on the trampoline. We'd work. And I learned how to do arm bars and stuff. And it was fun, and I was really good at it. So just something about it that adapted with me. And I would go to school and I'd beat the shit out of everybody that was so much bigger than me. And then I got in a couple fights. And I beat up some really big badass dudes as far as for in the school, and that was when I was like, hey, I'm fucking good at this. This is something. I'm not good at much. I'm 5'5". At that time, I think I didn't break 100 pounds until I was in high school. So for me, it was damn. I loved sports. I was an athlete as far as baseball, football, everything you could think of. But I was always too small. And then when I got into fighting, I was like, damn, this don't matter. Jiu-jitsu, it didn't matter how small I was. And then especially when I found out they could do weight classes. So then I got obsessed with watching mixed martial arts, and we had done Russian Sistema and all kinds of silly stuff, just getting into the whole mix of fighting in general. And I got obsessed with Matt Hughes, and when he was the champ, and Andre Arlovsky back in the day, and I'd sit and just looking on Sherdog and all the websites all the time, and I was like, one day I'm gonna be on this website, And then I ended up meeting up with a cousin of mine, and he was training with Mike Giannis over on Shelby Road at a jiu-jitsu gym. So he was I was 17, I'd quit school at 16. So I was needing something to do, I didn't want to just, everything else I was doing was sitting at home or fucking off with friends. And then I got to where I was tired of blowing money, fucking off with friends. So I started buying weights and gym equipment, and I was just working out at home all the time. And then I was like, well, hell, I need something else. So I started going doing jiu-jitsu, and then I got real good at it, I did my first tournament after 2 weeks, and I took gold in the teen division and the adult division. So I was like, damn, this is something I need to keep doing. I got BJ, I talked to him, and we were trying to come up with a plan on how to become mixed martial artists, because right. The gym I was training at was a great jiu-jitsu gym, but they didn't really have a lot of boxing, It was everything was kind of rough and tumble as far as brawl and get them to the ground. So he started training with Eric Haycraft at the core, doing Dutch Muay Thai. And then he would do that, and I would do jiu-jitsu, and then every weekend we'd come together, and he'd show me whatever he learned that week. Kickboxing, and I'd show him whatever I learned that week. Jiu-jitsu. And we did that up until the time, probably about 6 months out from my first fight. And then he came over, started training with us at Highlander, and then we just started rolling, dude. And I got my first fight, I think it was a month after I turned 18.
Right.
And then within a year, I got my first pro fight. So I just turned 19 when I got my first pro fight. And then there we go, started rolling.
So I remember being in high school, and it's weird because you're not that much older than me, and hearing about Josh Ferguson, pro fighter, BJ, and all that. So you've been where essentially every MMA fighter wants to be. You fought in the UFC, you've reached that mountain. What would you say is the most important aspect, how to get there, for anyone watching that's a fighter themselves that wants to get there?
There's a lot of different things. Main thing is just like anything, anybody want to be anything in life, you gotta fucking do it, you can't sit around thinking about it, you gotta do it. So when I say do it means if you want to be good at something, you gotta do it all the time. If you want to be a good grappler, you gotta grapple all the time. You want to be a good kickboxer, you gotta kickbox all the time. You want to be a good wrestler, you gotta do that shit all the time. And then you have to be able to maintain the ability to do that all the time, because it takes time. You got to keep going. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. It's not going to be something that happens in a year. It's going to be something that happens in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You never know. Not only that, if you're talking about the UFC, you got to be damn good. You got to work real hard. You have to be physically gifted, and then you got to be fucking lucky. You know, you got to be lucky too, because there's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of guys out there, and they're all working hard, and they all want to be there. And there's only a limited number of seats. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to be in the right place at the right time. You got to know when to take the right chances, and you got to know when to turn down the wrong opportunities. You know, because that's something in the game that I tell guys all the time. All my guys that start with me, I say, fighting is fighting, right? I mean, it's simple, but you got to understand, it's part of who you are as a human, as a man, to fight. You know, it's like, when we come out the womb, we don't come out with knuckles so we can throw basketballs. You know, we don't come out with, you know, feet so we can kick soccer balls. We come out with fists, and we come out with elbows, and we come out with a jaw structure, a head structure, to naturally be able to fight. So you got to understand, there's a pride in you that wants to be a good fighter. That's why you always talk about guys off the street. Everybody thinks they can fight, you know? They all will give you a chance. They want to, even if you're a super trained fighter, they will think that they want to fight you, or at least give you a chance. So it's like, I'm like, you got to just be smart, because people will tell you, like, hey, like, I got a fight coming up in a week, and this guy's, you know, 12-0, you know, like, you want to do it, and then the pride hits you, and you're like, yeah, I'll fucking do it, I'll fight him, you know what I'm saying? But then in the end, if you want to make it to the UFC, that's not the way to go. I mean, there are them times when you might have to take those chances, because you're not able to get your name out there in any other way, and I don't see, you know, it does happen. You got to be smart, not make stupid decisions. Don't let your pride get to you. Look at it like a business, and like going to school, anything the same way. You're going to do it methodically. You're going to plan out. You're going to be ahead of time when it comes to these decisions. Don't let anybody push you in anything you don't want to do. And you know, because confidence is 90% of the game. You know, being confident, and not only the way the fight's going to go, but just confident in yourself to perform. You know, and that's where the training comes in. Of course, it's like, you know, you work hard. They always say that. You know, train hard, fight easy, you know what I'm saying? And that don't necessarily mean that you train hard and the fight's gonna be easy. The pressure, the mental aspect of the game will be easier, because you've been there 1,000 times. You've been in every position 1,000 times. You've been in every situation, you know, the adrenaline, you know, the only thing that's different is the people around you. But anybody that's ever fought, you know that don't mean shit once it gets started. You know, that's there in the beginning. Once the fists start flying, everybody's gone. You and that guy, and the only thing you ever notice is the mat under your feet and the fucking cage digging in your back, you know, and that's about it. So, work hard and fucking get it.
Yes, sir. What made you want to come back and fight again? You've been away for a couple years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been training. I took a long time off, you know, I had a lot of stupid shit go down. I cuss a lot. I made a lot of stupid decisions, and then it kind of brought me back in full circle to where I'm in a group, you know, a gym here with a lot of good guys that, you know, they got good work ethic, they got good mentalities, you know, so it's like, it makes you want to be here. And when you're here, it makes you want to get in shape, you know, because you want to be competitive with the people in here. And then once you get in shape, you're thinking like, well, what the fuck am I doing? You know, what am I doing? I invest time, you know, sacrifice a lot of stuff, and I've always felt like, you know, that's what I was meant to do, you know.
Okay.
And then the longer you're away from something you're meant to do, especially in this game, it's an hourglass. You know, that time is draining. You know, it's like, because not only is it about like just what you know, it's about what your body can do. You know, how your body can handle it. It's extreme. It's like bull riding or anything else. You don't see a lot of real men doing it. You know, it's not that there's not exceptions and anomalies, but as far as a general rule, you know, it's like you got to strike while they are top. You know, and I'm still young enough, and my body's still in decent enough shape as far as like injuries and stuff like that, to where, I mean, I'm still walking on 2 feet and I can still make a fist. So as long as that's going on, I was like, gotta get my ass on it. You know, I had to lose some weight. You know. September 1st, I was 193 pounds. You know, so now I'm 148 pounds.
Looking good.
I know what's up.
All right. So like we said a minute ago, you've already been there. You've already been in the UFC. So what is the goal now for Josh?
Whatever comes with it, man. You know, I'd like to be there again, you know, of course, just to be, you know, to show that I feel like I belong, you know, and because that's like the top rank, you know, fighters. Of course that, but also just, you know, keep going, you know, go as far as I can go, you know, just be better than I was yesterday, today, you know, if I can, and tomorrow if I'm better than I was today, why not? Why not fight again? Why not, get another fight after that? Why not just push it until, the train runs out of tracks, and we'll see what happens. But whatever comes with it, I'll take them all. I'll fight whatever, fight whoever, whenever, until there ain't nothing else to do.
Okay. Last but not least, the best part of training at Louisville Combat Academy.
Ah, man. There's no good parts. They all sucked. No, it's definitely, if you want to be somewhere with the camaraderie, the family atmosphere, as far as like, when you get in here and you sweat and you bleed, and not only that, but you strive for a goal, a common goal with other people, it's something that bonds you like more than, anything else out there, because this isn't a goal like, getting an award for, passing a test as far, or anything like that. This is a goal. You're putting your body on the line. You're putting possibly your life on the line. Your pride, your reputation, your well-being, and when you talk about the time you sacrifice in here, you're putting every aspect of your life on the line in a way. So it's somebody with a lot of guys that have a common goal and common sacrifice, to where you're like, okay, we're in this together. You need everybody. You need every guy on your team at every minute, and you don't know you need them until it's not there. So I think that's the biggest thing. The best part is just the brotherhood, the way everybody helps each other, the way everybody's there for each other, the way everybody's involved with each other, because that's what everybody needs. Everybody needs a support system, a strong support system, especially a strong support system that's sharing a common goal, and they want the same outcome for everybody in here, which is to be the best they can be. Not necessarily to be the winningest person, not necessarily to be the champ. Those are goals. Those are extras that come with being the best athlete you can be. So if I can make you into the best person, best human, best athlete you can be, and you can be with me in that project and saying, I'm going to put everything forward to doing this too, then I don't have to try to find you the wins. I don't have to try to find you the titles. They'll come along with that. So I think just as long as we're all in that together, and we share that mentality, that things are just going to work out.
Perfect.
And I like that.
All right. Comes to UFC veteran Josh Ferguson, February 1st.
Thank y'all very much.